Okay, the locker room for Rutgers is now open. We'll begin this press conference with a statement from the head coach.
That was a great team, and it's not to take anything but admiration and respect for UConn and the well-oiled machine that they have. They played great defense and great offense, and it was a lot for us to try to undertake. I wish them well, and I'm sure that they will be playing for the national championship.
Okay, we're going to have questions for the student athletes first. Pat?
Pat Edenroth from the Associated Press. Betnijah and Kahleah, it seemed like a lot of the wind got taken out of your sails when Brianna went down in the second half. Can you talk about what happened to the team, especially after losing some assets in this tournament?
It took away 2 point guards that have a lot of experience, and you need that experience, especially in games like this. But I think that the people that came in, to try and fill their shoes, I think they did a great job. They did everything that they could, but I mean, we all tried. It just wasn't enough.
Right here in the front.
Betnijah, I mean, with UConn, does it just happen so much quicker than with other teams? I mean, I think it was 21-16, and then 90 seconds later it was 34-16. Does it feel like the runs just happen quicker?
Yeah, it happens a lot quicker. They're a team that they get up and down the floor and they move at great speeds, and it makes it that much more difficult when they're moving at great speeds and they're shooting threes and just trying to compete. So it went really quick.
Pat?
Can you just, I know it's hard right after a loss, but you guys were back in the tournament. Can you just talk about the legacy that you think you've left here in your classes left with this program?
I think that my class, we just demonstrate what it means, to compete hard. I mean, even when you fall short, we give everything that we have. Can you talk, please?
I think their class was really good for us, especially me being a junior and coming in right after them. Betnijah was a great leader, and I just look up to her so much because she is a warrior. She never give up through anything, so I really respect her. And just like Essie, even when Essie went down, she was just like firing everybody up and giving us that energy. And so I really, we're going to really miss that class because they just were true warriors and great leaders, and just a Krista too, on and off the court. So this is going to be a great senior class leaving. My class is just ready to step it up and just fill their shoes.
In the front.
Did you actually expand a little bit on what you just said? I know it just happened, but looking forward, do you feel like you have a promising future with you and Tyler and Breeze back, and you feel like this was just like the first step?
Yeah, I think since I've come to Rutgers, we've gotten better every year. So I don't think I don't doubt next year that we don't go even further. I just think that we're just going to continue to take it one step at a time, and next year everybody's going to come back, and we're just going to continue to work hard and compete every day.
Go ahead.
How hard is their balance to handle? I mean, Stewart only played 4 minutes in the first half, and they obviously still built up a pretty good lead with Mosqueda Lewis and Tuck and Jefferson. I mean, how hard is that balance to figure out where everybody is?
I don't really.
I mean, how hard is their balance to guard when they have 4 or 5 scorers?
Yes, it's hard, but we were just trying to match up and just play our defense. So yeah.
Anything else for student athletes? Okay, thank you. Go back to the locker room. 25 minutes left for the open locker room for Rutgers. We'll now open it up for questions for the head coach. First on the right.
Coach Stringer, UConn has 24 three-point shots. When you're game planning for UConn, what role does the three-point shot play in their identity? And would you say they have some of the best three-point shooters you've seen this season?
I'm not hearing you. I thought I heard you say something about the three-point shooters.
The three-point shot. What role does the three-point shot play in UConn's identity? And do they have some of the best three-point shooters your team has seen this season?
Well, I mean, I think you know that. You know that Mosquito Lewis is the best three-point shooter in the country. But all of them are capable of shooting the ball at the three-point range. I think that, but we also know that 70% of the scoring is taking place really on the inside. So we chose to play a zone because we only had basically 6 or 7 players. Essie just put a uniform on, but we knew she couldn't really make it. And Rachel was hobbling out there, and we shared that before. So rather than to expose ourselves with a team that is as precise as UConn, our best bet was to try to play a matchup zone, somewhat disguise things. It worked for a little bit, and then pretty soon they started hitting the high-low. They started attacking on the inside. Then we started to collapse it a little bit, and then they started hitting on the outside. We would like to have played a man much more quickly, but it didn't matter whether we wanted to play it or not. Like the team said, I mean, this team is capable of going inside and outside, and they have 5 capable scorers. So there's not one person. It wasn't just going to be a Brianna Stewart. I mean, it could have been any one of these people that went off, and it doesn't even matter what the score is, but I know that any one of them could have scored 20, 25 points. So when you have that kind of balance, you just try not to expose any people, and as Betnijah said, it hurt us a great deal because Essie, who had been a starter for us, went down as a point guard, and then to have Brianna have the same thing. So now all of a sudden you put a freshman in there, and so that meant that Betnijah then has to go out of a shooting role, and then she becomes a point guard, and it just was a big collapse. But more than anything, I just appreciate and respect the fact that we didn't play down. We tried, and we played with courage and conviction, and we played as warriors, and that's all you can ask.
Pat?
Vivian, how do you see this team next year? Is this just a step in the process of building? Are you getting better each year, or with the loss of these players, it's going to be hard to get back here?
We lost 3 players that are major in this respect. They're able to make other people better because there's not one day that the 3 of them came to practice and didn't give everything. They worked so hard, and it was the way they set such great examples that that's going to be hard. I can't honestly say that there's ever been a class that's worked harder and committed more, just in a very unselfish way, and gave so much of themselves. So that's going to be very difficult to replace. But we've got to, like Kahleah said, we've got a lot to build on, and I have no way of knowing how much more the other people that are coming in are going to do. But obviously, we'll continue to work hard on skills, and hopefully get everybody healthy and just be able to take it from there. And it was good that they at least got us there. And what's more important is I'm so happy to see the smile that I saw on Essie and Betnijah's face, as well as Krista's, because when they first came as freshmen, they came and they were part of the NCAAs. So it was nice to see them get us back, and more important for them to feel good about themselves, and we're grateful.
Over here.
Vivian, when UConn began to win their national championships with regularity when Taurasi was here, did you think that this was going to sustain? I don't know whether you remember back then, you saw what was going on. Here we are 15 years later. Does it surprise you that they're still playing at this level after all these years?
No, because I remember, so you've probably followed it as well. You remember Ambrosanova? Remember the young lady from Russia that just shot the heck out of the ball? It's not the players, although a lot of people think that, but it's the system. Gino does a masterful job of putting people in a system, and he recruits people that fit that system, and the system is excellent. So I didn't know that it was going to sustain like this, but as long as you continue to, and this is true of any program, if you can get the players that you feel good about, that can coach, that you can coach, that play a certain style, it's not that style is the best style, it's excellent, though, and he continues to get good people in there. Look at the way the point guard played. I mean, that's in an image of a lot of the great players. So whether that's Sue Bird, she just happens to be much quicker, but she stays within the things that she needs to do. They're just great players, And he's done a great job of teaching them and put them in the system, and that system will work all the time. It has to do with precision, cutting, shooting, basketball skills. They're knocking down threes. You just don't happen to hope up on that. And they're all excellent passers, and they become better passers, which makes them much more of a team than most teams that we have. A lot of people can shake and bake, and they do that thing one-on-one, but seldom or is it found that they have basketball skills, and they also have that one skill that's most important, and that's the passing skill. And they're committed to defense. So those are great ingredients for success.
Second row right here.
Coach, you've never been shy about wanting to win championships. How do you or anybody, for that matter, close the gap on that team and that program the way they're built now?
Well, you go in another state and you start manufacturing great players, and then you get them committed to come to you. Because I think that Gino would be the first one that would tell you, as we all know. He's very good, and Pat has been good, and so many other outstanding coaches. But none of us are anything without outstanding players. And if you have outstanding players that fit into a system that you believe in and that has proven itself to be successful, not only does he have depth, but he has quality of depth. So what has to happen is we have to we just got to get better players. And I'm not knocking anyone. I'm just saying that you asked how do we close the gap. I'm saying to you that we, United States of America, we women's coaches need a lot more talent, a lot more depth and talent, and along with hopefully great coaching. But that's hard. But it has been done, and it will be done. As simple as that.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, maybe just real quick on Syessence. A nice senior moment for you to put her in there in the last 20 seconds. What did that mean to her? And
She wanted, she said, can I get in the game for the last minute or so? And I said, will you have your sneakers on? And she's coming along, and I thought, she knows that she can't play in this game, of all the games. I mean, you have to be in excellent condition. But, I mean, she deserves that. And nothing could be more respectful for us than to allow her to step foot on the floor. I just didn't want her to get hurt. She'll be fine in a couple of weeks. We were hoping to buy some time, in this 40 minutes. But she really, I can't even explain to you all how good it makes me feel to have had Essence and Betnijah and Krista, because there's never been a more serious group of three people that are so committed and will give everything they possibly can. It makes your tears come in your eyes, because they give so much. So it was good to see them go out and to feel good about at least getting to the NCAAs.
There's time for one more question if anyone would like it. Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.